Sean, we covered a lot of issues today, but one of the things I thought was really profound is what Dick Morris actually said, that the election is going to come down to a piece of cloth, essentially, and that Trump voters should start wearing masks if they want him to win. If they.
It was fascinating. I thought what he said was so interesting because it's true. Regardless of what you think or not, at the end of the day, I mean, Dick's point was well taken. If there are 70,000 cases a day going into October and November, it's going to make it very hard to make the case for the Trump campaign that they need to do this. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's some other factors. But the bottom line is, I can tell you this. If we do flatten the curve, if each one of us does our part, it makes it that much easier. And so to Dick's point, whether or not you agree with it or not, or you go out or not, put the mask on, like he said, because if you do that, you're actually helping President Trump.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And when you look at, we talk about these presidential briefings and we look at, how he's been more somber. It's really the old adage, actions speak louder than words here. And people really need to see that he believes this message of mask. And I think if his voters can do the same and we can get this curve down, because like he said, if the spike goes up, polling shows that people think that Biden, which is shocking to me, can do better. He's been in his basement. How do we know this? How do we actually know this? But polling shows that people think that he would do better with the coronavirus than Trump, which is really interesting.
It is amazing considering all the other stumbles that he's had. But the thing that's interesting, Lyndsay, to me is school's about to head back. And so this is going to add a whole new element that we didn't have in the spring. And if we can kind of keep this in check, we'll be okay. But if cases start spiking again and there's concerns over schools and sports that are happening with kids, we're going to have a bigger problem. And it makes it that much more challenging for Trump.
I think that's a really good point, Sean, about the schools, because, we've talked about this with sports. What if, you have a key player who gets coronavirus and we pray this doesn't happen, they die. But same with children. If we start seeing it rise with children, that's not going to look good for Trump. Ultimately, he's the one who's going to take the hit there.
Yeah, that's right. All right, guys, that's our show for today. But we've got a huge show on tap for tomorrow. We've got Florida's Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunes. She's going to talk about the state's coronavirus problems and how they're tackling it. We have the chairman of the American Conservative Union, Matt Schlapp, to talk about what the president needs to do to get the base out. FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr to talk about what the GOP needs to do to take on big tech. And Dan Crenshaw on Wednesday. Set your DVRs now.
Right. It's going to be a great week. That's our show. Greg Kelly Reports is up next.
Hey, thanks for starting your week with us. Thanks for being part of our company. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow.